classical music.
Okay.
Intermission. You're allowed that. All right. Good morning, happy Saturday. Well, not happy Saturday. Good morning. Well, good evening. Welcome to Man Touch of Love and Me Car Wash and Detail Service. Today, man, we want to speak about, man, today we want you to come through, man, Touch of Love. I've been doing it for 25 years in car washing. I always tell people, man, coming home from prison, I had said to myself, man, I knew I could not go back to, my old ways, right? So I asked God to deliver me from my old ways. And I remember what Mama's daughter said, if you ever want to see a clear future, pass along. So, what I had said to myself, I came home and wanted to change my whole outlook of who I was. I always tell people, don't judge me from who I used to be. Judge me who I am today. I'm a businessman. I'm an owner of multiple different businesses. I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. I'm a husband. Friends to most of my guys. I got a guy that, man, I've been friends with for over 40, 50 years. Robert Ruth, Man Wilson. I call him Man Wilson. Everybody around Langston grew up with us. I want to talk about some of the things that we grew up, man, doing in the hood and stuff like that, man. So I always tell people, you can never say that, man, you can't be successful in life. Right now we're at the car wash filming, so if y'all see a little pause in the video, that's because we record, but then also too, we still got customers coming through. So if you hear pause or anything, you hear us talking to a customer, the door's right here, so you're coming in. We have it set up as a lounge. So that means if you want to get your car washed, you don't have to feel like where I'm gonna sit at, where I'm gonna relax. We have drinks, we have, man, Gatorade, we got water, we got oils, we got butter, shea butters and stuff like that. So when you come down, man, we want you to have a feeling of, man, that you at home. And I want to give our shout out to Wendy, man, one of my old, man, alumni. She a little older than I am, but she came down last week and I posted a picture. She came down and supported us. She went to Spingar's homecoming or, alumni reunion. But she came all the way from North Carolina. And man, one thing I can say, like I always tell people in Touch of Love, we appreciate everything that everybody, come through and help us support the business. I wanted to make generational wealth for not just me, for the people that's around me. I always say this, man, my success don't come from just me. It's all the people around me. I'm a team. I got a team of people. We got a lot of people that's coming to us, man, that be around, right? And stuff like that, man. But I want to basically just say, man, I appreciate everybody, man, for support, and I want you to support my guy, Man Wilson, with the fishing thing, 310. And the cost of fishing, man, a lot of times he put all his own money into this, man. So you can support him. And, man, helping these young kids, man, don't take the route that we went through, man, the cost of it and stuff like that. But we come from a single parent home. Now that I see that growing up, man, we did need that man present in our home, because at the end of the day, our mothers could not have this conversation about when we was out there committing crimes and stuff like that, because they didn't have any control over us. But if we had a bad figure in our life that could have steered us in the right direction and put his foot in our ass. So when women say, oh, I don't need a man to raise a boy, that's not true. You do need a man in your household. So black women, please, please, please start to say, okay, y'all look at us black men, even though it's a black man that's not balling, so-called baller, y'all won't look at the trash man, or y'all won't look at a regular dude that work at Walmart that make value. You see all this stuff on social media with these guys faking with all these cars and this jewelry. Most of that shit's fake. So don't be bamboozled about, you could be happy finding a regular dude. Like, man, Kevin Sanders say, man, rate yourself. Most women, granted, 5 or 6, but in reality, you might be a 4. I see it all the time when you see our sisters in, public. You speak to them, and I'm married, so there's no way near I'm gonna try to talk to you. But yet, y'all always have a tendency. We hold the door for you. You don't need to say thank you. You know what I'm saying? So that gives me an idea that you don't even have to respect it. I took time out to open the door. But I'm not gonna hold you that long. I wanna say, man, thank you for the support that y'all have with Touch of Love and me, Car Wash and Detail Service. Our saying is, let us love your car clean. And also, too, we're a cleaning service business. We're not just a car wash. We're all of the service business. We are t-shirt business. We got oils, bag bombs. We do multiple different things. We have an umbrella income coming. So like, have a good day. Come through 9014 Woodjaw Road, Clinton, Maryland. Come to the car wash.
Well, it's not over, man. It's not over.
Okay, well, come on and sit down.
It's not over, y'all.
My guest right here.
It's not over.
Yeah.
This Mark, y'all know who he is. Like,
Yeah, this my guy, man. Go ahead.
What he done is policy, you know what I mean? We was in the street back in the 80s and 90s, but a lot of negative stuff, you know. We're not proud of what we done, but we got a good shop, good detail, you know what I mean? Car wash. And he sells shea butter, and this guy that make my fishing shirts.
Yep.
And he gonna make, I got an order for at least 30 more to come. But we got to help build our community, y'all, you know?
Yeah.
And it really, like, we all found Langston Terrace, and it was all nice to. Our brother CC supposed to really been here helping doing this interview. But
shout out to CC, man. We know you gonna come through there, man. It's always love, Slim. I appreciate you, man. Yeah.
But it's shea butter, right?
That's my shea butter.
It's shea butter right here, y'all see. I need one of these.
Okay.
Y'all see the shea butter he got?
We have them for men and women, man. It's more of a conditioners. Once you get out the shower, we have ones with fragrance and non-fragrance.
And he got oil.
I got the big oils, man, body oils. You know, I got the smaller ones. You know, we got the big quarter-pound ones also, too. So if you ever need any oils, come down to, man, Touch of Love. And me, Car Wash, we're at 9014 Woodjaw Road. You know, and man, sit back down because I want to ask you some questions, right? You know, I man, for years, this is what I always wanted to ask you, bro. And I know I asked you before, man. You know, out of all the years, man, you had an opportunity to be called, what they call that these days, a controversial informer or a snitch. Why you never snitched on me? That's what I asked you before. Okay. And tell me the response that you gave me, because that made me know, bro, you're a real man.
That was never in me. I'm like, I kind of look back in that time. Now, remember you had an incident. You never forced me into the game.
Right.
And I remember how that situation happened.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to Big Head Gary and the dumbass idea he gave me, it led up to, you know, how the case. You saw the indictment.
Yeah, he showed me his case, man.
Showed the indictment on the conspiracy. That's how it happened. Listen, it was at 18, 19. You know, I was trying to get money.
Yeah.
And when he had the right idea, a lot of people remember how all of a sudden they're like, damn, man, got coke out. Listen to him. It was the right idea, but it put me out in a situation that I was too young for. And basically what happened, when I got indicted, they treated me like a big boy. I wasn't ready for that, you know what I mean? Well, I held my own, you know. No one forced me into it, you know. It been many times I could have walked away. Yeah. My buddy Jerome, he walked away from me. He just walked away from me. I was saying that. My man, little Jimmy, he walked away from me. You know, and that's what never let me do no shit like that, you know what I mean?
And one thing I always want to say, man, man, when he went in, I went in, man, you know, that was something that was always on my mind because everybody else told on me, you know, in that case, and, you know, some charges that I had, you know, I always said to myself that, you know, I was just shocked. And, you know, like I said, I've always shown my brother love. From day one, anybody can tell you, the Love Brothers and Manruth, he a part of my family. I always say that. He's my brother. I love him to death, you know what I'm saying? And, man, what I want to tell you from me to you, brother, I love you, man. Yeah. And it's very rare that two men can tell another man without, man, no gay shit, but we love each other.
The only thing I regret when I got incarcerated, I got incarcerated in 90. And I never told you what's the name was going to try, what brand he had for you. Right. The fucked up brand he was trying to, you know, backdoor you, and he was trying to have me to, you know, do the dumb shit.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. And then we always know, man, you know, we always talk about the Alpo story, and we're going to address something with this dude from Detroit. The last video we did, you said something in reference to the Kurt Bone thing about, you know, if Kurt Bone was my man, why did I not tell him that, you know, Alpo was doing some real crud shit? Man, let me straighten it out once again. Kurt Bone was incarcerated when Alpo and I got together. So it wasn't like that, oh, he was on the street and the man was plotting or anything like that. No. So that was a total different time frame. And then what Man's speaking about is an incident that happened with Alpo and me and Man. And he tried to get my best friend to backdoor to kill me. I never knew nothing about it, but until he told me about it this year of 2025. But at the end of the day, I'm glad he didn't fall for him. And I did notice that Slim was a manipulator. He was a master at manipulating DC dudes. You know who you are. I'm not gonna, man, put you out there, but at the end of the day, I seen it clearly with 3D glasses how you dudes, man, was basically so-called supposed to be, you know, that guy, but all the time y'all taking orders from a dude like he the puppet master and y'all the puppets. So I just never really respected it, and I've always used to say to me, man, you know, I've never been a follower. I always try to have a leader of men. I don't want men to follow me in anything. I want him to be a leader. So that means that I can follow him because the Bible speaks about, man, you know, sometimes in life, man, even the Quran speaks. Sometimes you gotta be a soldier. I'm willing to be a soldier in any endeavor. If my brother doing good right here, then I'm gonna support him in every endeavor. You know, the same thing with him, with me. He been supporting me, man, ever since I've been a kid. We gonna go to the graves supporting each other, no matter what. So what we want you to do is, man, you know, support the brother. You don't have to buy none of this stuff for the fishing and all that stuff, man, because the country is so messed up, man. Anytime they got the National Guard, they got the Fed, but you know that's not because of, you know, the crime. A lot of them, they want to lock us up. You know what I'm saying? Because what the goal is to build more prisons. You know he into the real estate game. He figured like this, if I lock a lot of these guys up, especially the young guys from DC, they gonna do that. There you go. So man, y'all, at the end of the day, you know, it's more to life than, man, out here committing and beating up people, man, because guess what? I don't see none of you young dudes going out violent or going out VA. God victimize your own people, man. Meaning you got a sister, brother, mother, you youngers is carjacking and robbing and stealing. How would you feel somebody did that to your mother, your sister, or your girl, or your baby mother? So you gotta always think about, man, the people that you victimize, and they somebody's mother, brother, sister, uncle, cousin, or whatever, man. So what we gotta do collectively, stick together, man. You know, the Spanish people, they show us all day long. There'd be 10 of them in one house, but guess what? They ain't got no problem paying the bills because everybody collectively, man, you know, pitching in. You know, we gotta change. And I know one thing about when they say about change, man. You know, first of all, if you want to change, you gotta think about your thinking, the way how you think, the way how you view things in life. You know, a lot of times with us, man, we be so broken that we need therapy. But a lot of us so afraid to go to a therapist because we look at weakness. I ain't never gonna tell you that I'm afraid to go see a therapist because some of the stuff that we've been through in our lives, we've been traumatized. You know, the stuff that we've been on, me and him, we never learned how to be a kid because when we was kids, we was on grown man shit. So now that at 56 years old, yeah, me and him, we want to be kids because we never had a childhood. He went to jail when he was young. I went to prison when I was young. So man, where I'm at in my life right now, all I want is peace and serenity. Man, you know, I don't try to indulge in nothing that's gonna put my life in harm's way or put my freedom. I don't even want people to come to me with that because that's the sad part about, you know, when you try to change your life. They always say people are like crabs in the barrel. They try to drag you back in. And ever since then, I've been home since 1998, September 3rd. Oh yeah, matter of fact, shout out to my daughter, Tracy. She got a birthday coming up. But I always remember that because that's the day I came home. And you know, I always said to myself that I wasn't going back and, man, putting my foot forward, man, and grinding. And also, too, man, one of my good guys, God rest his soul, Fat Depp, man, I wanted to say to him, man, when I came home and started doing the car wash and stuff, granted, man, you know, he was doing his thing. I said, anything you need, Bob, you know, I got you. And he stepped to it, kept to his word. And I want to basically, man, give him honor and praise to my man, Depp, from up 21st and Maryland Avenue. He used to be down in Langston. Also, too, I want to give praise to Terry Puller, man, Rex, man, Bone, you know, Mike Pilo, Buzz, all the man Langston family. So if it wasn't for Langston, I wouldn't be who I am today. He wouldn't be who he is today. People always think, because you raised in the project of the hoods. We learned some valuable lessons, life lessons when we was in the hood, growing up in the hood, you know. And that's why, you know, I can say now at this age, I never thought at 56 that I would even ever see to be 56. I remember one day someone asked me, where you see yourself 5 years from now? And this is where, you know, one of the brothers told me is, you know, you gotta have self-love. I had so much hatred amongst myself that I didn't even care. My answer was, I don't even care where I see myself 5 years from now. If I get in the bang out on the streets, so be it. You know what I'm saying? And now where I'm at right now, man, if I pass away in my sleep, I'm good. You know, but I don't want to pass away gunshot or, you know, nothing from the streets, because that ain't gonna happen. I'd rather go out, man, you know, being sick or whatever. But the street stuff, that young guys, I'm telling you, for men like him and I, we are qualified to give you the information that we give us. It ain't worth it. No way, no how. You know, fast money is like making a deal with the devil, right? He gonna give you everything that life wants you to have, but then when it's time for you to pay the piper, we all have done it. Anybody that been in prison can tell you that we turn to religion because guess what? That's the only person who will basically save us, because the white man, God, you know, that's the only person who will help you, because when you go in front of that judge, they don't look at no number. They gonna look at the number of years that you're gonna be taken away from your life. And they know this by human nature. If a young man, 20 years old, get 30, 40 years, they know all the fight has been taken out of them. And that's the reason why they do that. You know, because by the time you do 30 years in prison, in some of the worst prisons they had in the United States, bro, you tired. It's like one of the brothers told me one day, man, I don't need jaywalk. And I get it. You know, at the end of the day, I don't like nobody to tell me when to get up, when to eat, when to shit, none of that. You know, so I always tell people, man, look, tap into whatever that you feel though that you good at. Man, if somebody would have told me, man, in 25 years ago or 30 years ago that I would have been doing this car wash and shit, I would have been like, hell no. But I love what I do. You know, and when you love what you do, somebody told you can make a living. So, man, you know, man, in your years of you being home, man, how do it feel? And I want to say this to you. You remember I taught you how to drive?
Oh, yeah.
This how much, man, this man did not know how to drive when he came home. I taught him how to drive right there, man, at RFK Stadium, and I'm proud of my man because
I think I had an accident, but my man Will driving his work truck crashed up. He heard that. I had a pole, 2 cars, ran over 2 people and everything.
What?
Yeah, that back in 2009.
Man, you lucky that.
Man, I had to pay that goddamn. I paid like over $25,000 on that shit. Yeah, I just been paying it all.
Yeah, well, man, you know, and like I just said, man, you know, I'm extremely, man, just happy, man. You know, we started the business in May the 5th, you know, and the brothers down here, heads up barber shop, man, they really good dudes, man.
They cut their good hair.
They cut hair. If you need somebody, man, that needs your haircut, they take in walk-ins. I let my guy Trey cut my hair, you know, but they got other perfect barbers in here. Then also, they got people that braid hair. So if you ever want, you know, your son or your daughter, or you know, you need a haircut, man, they open 7 days a week. And the address is 9014 Woodjaw Road, Clinton, Maryland.
I don't know if y'all can see it tonight. This is my little brother. Let's see, can y'all see it good? Right here. No, he was born as Andre Brown, Nag Mustafa. Dude.
So where is he at now, man? Where he at? ADX? Max? Supermax?
He just got out of ADX.
Okay.
Shout
Shout out to the brother right there, man.
Yeah, we gotta get him out. We gotta get him out of prison.
Yeah, man, because the young man, has been, how many years he been in so far, man?
Over 30.
30 years. 30 life that's been taken from you, man, especially when you have done something. Are you the same person when you were 16 years old and you 40 years old? No, you're not the same person. You don't even move in the same way.
He in Coleman Penitentiary.
He in Coleman Penitentiary. So, man, shout out to the brother, man. You know, I pray that, man, you know, people see this video and say, man, help the young black men, man, that have been thrown in, man, the belly of the beast. Because a lot of the stuff that they locked up for, like right now, they changed the marijuana law. And they letting a lot of people out. But, you know, back then, when they had the cocaine thing, they kept saying that they was going to change the ratio and all that. They never did. You know,
I remember that cocaine when they brought the ratio at that time. We knew when the law, because Mayor Bernie changed the law too, like 0-30 and all that. Like, well, don't get caught with this, don't get caught with that. So we kind of knew at the time.
Yeah. And man, don't be naive to think, man, if you out there getting some money and you think, man, because we all think this, and I'm telling you think your game plan, the way you get money, man, is bulletproof. It ain't bulletproof, bro. Even though you say you don't do nothing directly hand in hand, anything like that. I used to always say, hurry, never hold. I never would get caught. I never had stash houses or anything like that. I gave it out as soon as I got it. But yet now these days, they always say, man, you know, tell on a person, man, you ain't got to go to jail. So that life is over for us. As African Americans, I'm telling you, that life is done for us. You know what I'm saying? If you still think that it's some money and out here doing wrong or whatever, man, selling fentanyl and all that old type of stuff, bro, it ain't worth it, man. You know, granted, yeah, people say, oh, yeah, we saying that now because we old heads and all that. Yeah, we telling you from the perspective of our life. Because at the end of the day, can you say, how many years did you do, brother?
19.
19 years, brother. 19 years. Was that 19 years fun?
Yeah.
So, he telling you, 19 years wasn't fun. And even speaking for me, I ain't really have a lot of hiccups because I've always been a peaceful man, but then always I know how to be a savage if I had problems. And don't no man want to have to be, man, turn into something they really don't want to be. For me, if I've always been a peaceful man, and I always say that, you know, to bring me to violence, that's something that I've never, you know, wanted to do, but it's a purpose for it, you know. But that's why I try to tell people, man, you know, be careful who you run into, man, and you had these altercations too, man. You look at these old dudes and y'all think these old dudes young, man, to them, but you can't. Because these men that live like, you know, so that's what you gotta understand. A person had a respect for them because the Bible says, man, honor your mother and your father in your days of your gone. You see an older person carrying bags, help them, man. You see an older person struggling, man, you got the bread, pay for it. You know, they always say from what I believe in, man, Christianity, and shout out to my mother, Lord, man, don't read the best, man, you know, in the family, the Jones family, man, you know, they brought me, I've always been, a believer of Jesus Christ as my Lord and my Savior. So I've always believed. So at the end of the day, man, you know, even if you Muslim, Christian, Buddhism, or whatever, man, find you something that can put that foundation in you. So when you go out here and let the devil, man, want to be in your head, somehow do this and do that, just think about it, man. You wasn't born as a criminal. You was born as a God, a little God, a G. You know, when I say God, I ain't talking about God, I'm talking about we the image of God. So we want people to, man, act like God, especially young black kings. No, we the stuff that society paint a picture about us, we robbers, we thieves, we murderers. We more than that, man. We are people that accomplish things. We are, man, protectors. We are, man, fathers. We are, man, we call, man, a pillar of society. We're not, man, we are assets of society. We're not liabilities, you know. So that's what we want to be at the barber shop. The owner, shout out to my man Jay, man, you know, gave me the opportunity to pretty much come down here and man, do my thing. I want to say thank you to the Heads Up family that embracing me. Heads Up Barbershop, Shalom. You know, come down, get your stuff done. We here. Peace and blessings.
All right.